into the conversation because I think we're going to have a good one. But let's first give you a sense of who the various panelists are and what the experiences that they bring to the mobile payments conversation. And I'd like to start with Ron. So Ron's had a really interesting career evolution for those who have read his bio. Looks like it started on the advertising side of the business, moved to one of the online ad juggernauts, Google, and now Equifax. So Ron, tell us how the heck mobile payments got into the mix.
When I started Google, it was Goo-Goo, and who it was. Mobile payments and the technology behind it was kind of one of those things that were falling money. Starting in the marketing, we started to recognize that the systems to enable interactions, that is transactions, were continually changing. And being in technology, you're also trying to see where things are going. One of the things I came to recognize at Google in my final year there was the change from push to pull to what I call hub marketing, put the marketing element in here, and the idea of we have a shared or common value to each other, and because you might share discrete or private information, I might be able to give you better offers. In turn, technology came into play and said, what about the security of that better offer and the transaction that can occur there? Thus, the progression from purely a marketing perspective to the security of the transaction or the interaction. And I like to say they're actually becoming one and the same because that device, as you see it now, mobile payment device, or iPhone in front of me, my old BlackBerry, is as much a tool for the interaction as it is a security element, and it's also representation of who you are, which is that interaction marketing component. So coming into Equifax, one of the things I came to recognize was this opportunity to merge information, discrete elements, with technology that can provide enhanced security, thus stronger interactions in mobile, as everything is moving to a mobile device. Even though I have 4 computers in my house, I have 3 mobile devices that we use. And payments is that logical progression of that interaction and try to provide more security behind it. Because if we can't enhance capabilities with security, with not compromising usability, it's all moot. And that's one of the things I came to realize from moving marketing to moving to more technologically driven solutions to the systems for interaction. That we better have capabilities that have a sense of security, there is no perfect, to enhance that potential of the interaction, or else people will not use it. And so that's how I kind of made my way into this.
Fantastic, thank you. I've been reminded that we are being, not to make anybody nervous, but to speak loudly or into the microphone so that we can capture your comments for all posterity and the internet, which will come to your own regret later.
I'm too quiet?
Okay, so Matt. Matt is a veteran of banking and payments and was part of MCOM, which was recently acquired by Fiserv. So Matt, tell us a little bit about what about MCOM Fiserv found most interesting and how you're managing the transition from entrepreneur to intrapreneur.
Yeah, sure. So I joined MCOM in New Zealand back in 2005, 2006, and we're really a technology player. So we are the software that powers Fiserv's product. We partnered with them back in 2008 and promptly signed up 300 of their customers, from their biggest customers to their smallest community bank customers. So I think fundamentally it was that execution on the technology side and the market success of signing up the customer base that really would have driven that. And since being with Fiserv and becoming part of that Fiserv family, the biggest change really has just been access to resources. As MCOM, we were really a bootstrap startup. We didn't have any deep pockets in terms of VC money or anything like that. So being entirely cash flow funded, we were very, very limited in terms of how much we could afford to invest in kind of blue sky projects, pure innovation, co-investing with our customers to develop proof of concepts, that kind of thing. Being part of Fiserv, we can do that now. We also have access to some of the greatest minds in terms of bank channel technology, payments technology. Fiserv, a number of payments assets that we'll probably be talking about later on, that I think will be quite critical to the mobile payment development at Fiserv and hopefully in the U.S.
Great, thank you, Matt. Next up is Cynthia Merritt. Cynthia also has banking and payments blood in her veins, but more from a research and policy perspective, and helped launch the Fed's retail payments risk forum in 2008. So Cynthia, tell us what your research mandate is now and how that's changed since the forum was founded.
Thank you. Well, first of all, people tend to ask, like, what's the Fed doing here in the room? In 2008, and I do come from a regulatory background, but I was more in a policy capacity right before at the Fed, right before we launched this group. So we saw in the Atlanta Fed, we do a payment study, and we saw that payments were moving to electronic mediums very, very quickly. We thought we need to do something. We don't understand the risk profile in these new services. A lot of new non-banks partnering with banks, and we thought we need to understand this better. So we established this new small group within the Fed, sort of a bootstrap startup in the sense that from the support from the rest of the bank. But we got started, and our initial mandate was, okay, focus on the risky payments. You know, there's a lot of fraud and risk in checks, and in the ACH, and at the time, you know, while COVID was under this cease and desist for, you know, some remotely traded checks. So we had all these issues that we focused on first, and we sort of stuck to our knitting because we have the retail payments office in the Atlanta Fed, which is a service provider, and it's for the whole system that just happens to be housed in Atlanta. So we have a lot of intelligence there that we can leverage. But at the same time, we started realizing, okay, we do this payment study, and those risky payments are really declining rapidly in terms of adoption. So we need to be proactive and prospective and really look at what's taking place in emerging payments, and in particular in the mobile channel. So I started having some discussions in the industry because as a payments research group, that's what we get to do. And we have a blog, and so we talk about these things weekly, and we have analysts that are looking at various retail payments on a weekly basis and talking about, you know, current issues. But we were talking about mobile, talking to the industry, and we decided, no, we'd like to do something here, and we'd like to start moving in that direction. My boss gave me the leeway to do that. But we realized in Boston, the Boston Fed was also looking at mobile. We were looking at it with the retail payments risk forum. We were looking at, okay, what does this mean in terms of risk to our payment systems? And they were looking at it in terms of consumer preferences and consumer protections. And so we decided to get together and just get a group from the industry representing various industries that are participating in the mobile channel going forward, or the mobile ecosystem, which tends to be overused, but I'll use it here. So we gathered a group of 30 people, you know, representing just one person from each organization, very high level strategic, from the card networks, the payment processors, some large banks that were doing some innovative things in mobile, trade associations, mobile forum, and then a small group just to get together to tell us if there's anything that we needed to do as the Fed from a central bank role, not from a regulatory role. We're not here to hamper innovation and entrepreneurship. In fact, we're rather here, you know, with the focus of encouraging that. So let us know. We want to understand why we have barriers to the adoption in the United States. And is there anything that you want us to do? So we were, in effect, a neutral convener without any kind of revenue skin in the game. And we had that meeting in January of 2010. It led to quarterly meetings, and it led to a lot of free-flowing discussions. No PowerPoints, just, you know, free-flowing discussions of parties that had never been in the room before, the telecoms and handset makers, talking about where we needed to go, and talking about the wallet and what kind of security we needed to be envisioning, and what kind of products would be moving to the wallet, and how we need to move from Stripe, and whether we move to EMV, NFC, all of those issues. So that has become one of our primary mandates. We're still looking at a number of other issues, Durbin, interchange, and some other things that's going on in micropayments and P2P, but we have focused primarily this past year on this mobile initiative. And so that has become one of our main things.